There, my guest tonight on the Survivor Series is Aaron Wiest, aka A.live Panda.
What's up, Higgy?
How are you? How's it going?
Things are great, man. I can't complain. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Awesome.
Thank you for jumping on here with me, man. You're like one of my best friends up there. You are a major part of the B-Range crew, the We Are Cloud Gang movement. I call you the young prodigy because you're so phenomenally talented with the video production, finding beats, making beats. And you have a new project that you're starting. And I want to let everybody know what's going on with that. And if you could please give some background into who Aaron Wiest is, aka A.live Panda from Westminster, Maryland. Everybody, throw some hearts up there for A.live Panda.
I don't hear the applause.
Yeah, right.
Thanks. Listen, man, Higgy, thank you for having me, dude. This is impromptu. Higgy called me about 20 minutes ago and was like, hey, can you hop on, the Survivor Series? And I was like, I'm driving home from a meeting right now. I had another fellow member of the program in the car with me, dropping him off. And I was like, I guess so. Why not? Great promotion for what's going on in the recovery community and what we're doing up here in Westminster. So thanks for having me, man. It's
welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's an honor.
Stepping up, man.
But yeah, I mean,
give people a little bit of background on how you came to recovery, how you found it necessary to live a life in recovery.
Well, let's see. I was born and raised in Pennsylvania, and my addiction took off when I was pretty young, probably about 12 or 13. I started hitting my parents' liquor cabinet and, progressed from that, really. That's where it all started. My parents are still together. I love them to death, but I learned quickly how to manipulate them into enabling me. And, I pretty much took over the house over the years. They couldn't tell me what to do. They always wanted me to do things for them, and I was like, look, if I'm going to do these things for you, you can't tell me how to live my life, and I'm going to come and go as I please. And it really just progressed and took off from there, man, and the addiction manifested itself in ways that I thought I would never come back from. But amazingly, I'm here today, and I'm a testimony to this thing that we call recovery, man, and it does work, one day at a time, man.
Did you get it the first try, bro?
Are you kidding me? It took 4 overdoses, 3 of them which I was hospitalized for, and the last one that I had was on April. Let's see here. It's in my song I just made. I think it's April 23rd. My wife could tell you better than I could, but I was pretty much incoherent for most of the day, and it was just by the end of the night I was laying on my parents' bathroom floor naked, and my lips were blue. I wasn't breathing, and so I can't remember much of it, but from what I'm told and how I perceive what my family and my wife has told me about that day, is all I have to remember from it. But it was, I didn't even get it after that, Higgy. I had to keep doing some research. And what's up, Matt Folkenroth? My gosh, dude. He was one of my old drinking buddies back in the day. I hope you're doing well, Matt. Good to have you on here. But I'm a miracle sitting here right here being able to talk to you, Higgy. And I don't say that boasting. I say it because I am truly blessed to be here, and so my journey to recovery, it was about 5 years ago when I started the process of surrender. Now, I didn't get it overnight. I didn't just lift my hands up and say, I'm done. I had to bump my head a couple times,
I can relate to that. I am that knucklehead that hard-headed person that kept trying to do it my way, you know, and it worked for brief periods of time, but I always ended up, you know, I tried to manipulate with using different drugs, you know, maybe smoking weed or just drinking, but it always led me back, and my addiction took over almost immediately, and I had consequences. And then once I got into that guilt and shame mixed with the consequences, I no longer cared. You know, I had everything to live for, but I couldn't see my way out of that hole.
Yeah, I mean, I can relate. And it's a dark hole, man. Once we're down in there so deep, it's hard to find our way out. But that leads me to the next part of my story here is like, you know, this takes us back about 5 years ago, somewhere around there. I met Brian, who most of you know as B-Rain. He does recovery rap. You know, he's very involved in the recovery community with his job and just being a mentor to guide me in my recovery. So I believe he just celebrated 10 years. Maybe it was 11.
11 years.
He's on 11 years, yeah. And you were up here for that.
I
and,
was.
you know, it was awesome.
Yes.
It was so cool to be there with my family in recovery and, you know, see him celebrate and do his thing. And so I met him through another guy. I was going to Alcoholics Anonymous at the time, trying to get this thing, man. And there was a guy there that I met. What's up? Oh, you're saying, what's up? How you doing, man? Good to see Keith. Shouts out to everybody here watching. Thanks for the support. But Maryland's in the building tonight, you know. But yeah, man, like I met this guy in AA, and I was just getting to know him, and he was asking me about what I do. I told him I did music, and he said, well, I manage these guys in recovery. They do recovery hip-hop, and they go by Cloud Gang, and I want to introduce you to them because they're looking for a producer and somewhere to record their music. So that's how I met Brian. And the first time Cloud Gang came over, I got to say, you know, actually it took a while for me to get Brian to come to the studio because he kept trying and I was using, man, and I just kept blowing him off, you know, like it couldn't be reliable. But eventually he came through. We had a session. We recorded the song Night Owl, and loved the song. We did another song called Visions, and those two songs really hit home with me. Every time I listen to them, it's very nostalgic in my recovery. It takes me back to, you know, those times when I was really struggling. But then they came back for another session. This time he brought the gang with him, you know, a couple other guys, Nick, Austin, Zach. Miss those guys, love them to death. You know, but I got to shout them out real quick because, you know, they were part of the beginning of the process for Cloud Gang and really got this thing up and moving for Brian. And I know he's grateful for him too. And, you know, fortunately, some of them are in the program. But, you know, what's that?
How long ago was that? How far back?
That was about 5 years ago, man. So
you guys grinded for 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a ride, man. So the second time he came back to the studio, right? I was like, "Look, man, I gotta be honest with you. I wasn't clean the first time you came to the studio." And he was like, "I know, you know, no big deal. Like, you should come check out this Narcotics Anonymous." And I was like, "Well, I have been going to AA and it hasn't been working. AA doesn't work, man. It just I wasn't ready. That's all it was, you know. But I needed some peers. I needed some guys that I could relate to, and he invited me to a meeting in my home group for 3 years. And I kept bumping my head. And next thing you know, ODing in the hospital again. And eventually, this last time around, Brian had offered me. He was like, "Man, you need to get out of York. You need to start new and just with a fresh, clean slate and I want to invite you to come down and live with me and my family. And so far, it's been the best decision in my recovery, and I think it's only going to keep getting better. You know, because me and Brian have an awesome relationship, and we keep each other honest, and we stay open-minded. And you know, he doesn't always tell me the things I want to hear. You know, and I'm sure it goes both ways, but it's just how it is. That's how we stay accountable. But that's the accountability that I needed to stay clean, man. So, and so far so good. I'll be celebrating 7 months, God willing, on the 18th of this month. So right around the corner. Thanks, man.
You put in a lot of work. I've watched the struggle from a distance, you know, and we've talked a lot. You know, the fact is that very few people make it on their first time. And I want to give you props and tell you I'm very proud of you, because you picked yourself up, you moved forward, you've made corrections where you needed to get where you needed to go, and you're well on your way to, you know, being a successful business owner. You know, you can do anything you want in life if you stay clean and sober, right?
That's right. Stay clean.
What's up, Brian?
Man.
My son just jumped on.
What's up, Brian? How you doing, man? Thanks for watching, tuning in. You know, Higgy, my relationship with you has been, you know, very important through this process, man. I really, you know, I can't thank you enough. Like, you know, you do put that fire under me. It just like reinforces the lie that they don't. It reinforces what is true about me, and like it, you know, it downplays the lie. I can't think of how I'm trying to say, but the disease constantly tells me like I ain't shit. I'm not gonna amount to anything. My circumstances suck. Right. But it's a lie. It's
we all
the
struggle
with disease.
Self-esteem, keeping our ego in check, right? Well, we all struggle with our self-esteem, keeping our ego in check, and, you know, and being proud of the right things. You know, we need direction and guidance. We need role models in our life, and you've accepted that guidance, and you're as inspirational for me as I am for you. That's how this thing works. So how did you get on this path?
It's not
Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say it's not always comfortable, you know, but it's worth it.
Really not comfortable.
No. What were you gonna ask me?
Being happy is.
Yeah.
How did you get on the path to doing the things you do with your video work and your productions and your knowledge of music?
Well, it's really just I've always loved music, man, and like I can remember back to the days of like Windows 97 on a PC computer, and there was this program. It was called recording or something, and you could record one track with a computer microphone, and that's where it all started, you know. And that was like third grade maybe. I was recording stuff. I get together with my buddies, and we would just record funny stuff. We came up with a comedy group, and we did comedy sketches. And I really was like, man, there's something more to this. Like, why does my recording sound like crap? Like, and I'm listening to, you know, professional recordings on the radio. I'm like, man. And then I always like desired to get a clean sounding recording, and then from there really I had to really listen to things, and I realized that like one of my favorite sayings, Higgy, it's hearing is one of the five senses, but listening is an art, you know. And you can apply that to recovery, like when we're in meetings, like I hear what you say, but am I listening? Am I really understanding and grasping it, you know? And it's when you listen to things and you listen to people that you're talking to that you can learn. And I love learning, you know. I hated learning in school. I was checked out, you know. I was using and I was checked out. I didn't want to hear shit. I thought I knew what was best for me. I found that not to be true, man. But so that's really how I got started. And then one of my favorite things about recording, whether it be audio, video, whatever, just recording, is like being able to capture a moment of time that can last a lifetime. because we have our memories, like especially for us, like our memories are shot, and we are able to like go back and listen and see the growth. Like, man, I recorded that 10 years ago. Now listen to what I'm doing. Like, I can see how my addiction manifested from 10 years ago when I listened to this recording. It's just like some of the craziest stuff that I've learned along the way. So,
Now,
but yeah.
A lot of young artists think that they are more creative when they're under the influence or high. Did you find that to be the case for you?
No. In fact, I just got done writing a song about. I started writing the song like 2.5 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It took me a week to write it, but I put real feelings and real emotion into it. And I never had that when I was using. I thought that I did, but really I wasn't saying anything. But this
The
last song
content
I
wasn't
did,
there. It wasn't.
I was able to. What's up?
What you want to play that for us? You got that queued up?
I love to play it. I do have it queued up. This song is called "Never Forget." And I gotta just start by saying I used to be in Another Guy, and that was like 2008. We did that for about 2.5 years, and then I stopped, and my addiction really took off. And then when I met B Rain of We Are Cloud Gang, I was like, you know what? I quit rapping because B Rain was everything I always wanted to be able to do with music, and he was doing it, and that's why I believed in him, and I wanted to be a part of it. And I'm so glad that he brought me into it. He was willing to accept me into his life, especially with where I was at. So I quit rap. I was like, this is not for me. And I took the audio engineering very seriously, and I was able to build a business out of it in active addiction, and people loved what I was doing. Even though I hated myself, people loved what I was doing, and I was good at it. I'm better at it now than I've ever been. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this song.
And yeah.
What's up, Liz? How you doing? What's up, Travis? What's up, Danielle? It's good to see all you guys here. If I missed anyone, sorry. I'm getting ready to play this song. Yeah. So I want to play this song, and then we can do all these projects that are coming up, especially the one which I'm going to have you be a part of next week. I really want to touch on, but it's called Never Forget. It's about the night that I last overdosed, and my mom found me in her bathroom, and this is a song that I wrote like 3 weeks ago. Put it on paper, and then I was like, man, I want to get this off my chest. But you got to understand, this is my perception of how the night went, because again, I don't remember much from it, and this is based off of what my parents and my wife had told me. So here it goes. It's called Never Forget. Before I play it, though, I want to be sure that the sound's coming through good. So how does this sound? The power. I'm not a preacher, but I hit you in the spirit. Practice makes perfect, so I practice in the mirror. Can you guys hear that?
Turn it up just a little bit up.
All right, how's this?
I'm in the studio, but I'll be home with dinner when they ask me how I'm living. No, I'm living like a winner. Yeah. Good enough.
Is that coming through clear? Okay, so that's B Rain from We Are Cloud Gang. Journey Continues 555. If you don't have that yet, cop it. It's a good album. I produced it myself. But all right, so this is my new song called Never Forget. Here we go. Say live. I'll never forget. April 21st, 2016. The sun is setting lower, the weather's getting colder.
told her I was getting older as my friends were getting sober. It's never too late to pack up and leave. The only thing that's really holding me back is my grief. So I keep drinking and I keep smoking while my family keeps turning their backs in disbelief. I keep telling lies like I don't miss a beat, so I keep getting high like I ain't kissing clean. I keep shooting till I'm blue in the face, lying out on the floor. I'm losing my faith. She's prying open the door hinge. It's 1 in the morning, and over in the next room, Daddy is snoring. Rushing to the medicine cabinet. Don't wait, Dad. Ashamed to admit that a baby needs rehab. She cannot looking for clues. She feels so hopeless, scared of the truth. The sun gets high, no time to cry. She better think fast, her son might die. Shocked and in fear, yet her son is near death. It isn't something that she's built so many lies. Just try to forget, we're losing so many lives to the pipe and syringe. I want to get clean, but I'm afraid to commit. Some of us have to die so that others can live. Time is of the essence, it's a matter of seconds. She's having flashbacks of her son in adolescence. Helping dig her son's grave wasn't part of the plan. She refocused her attention to the matter at hand. Most nights she's at home and she can't find her son. But tonight she's at home calling 911. Please help were the first words that came to her tongue. What's the emergency? She replies, quick, it's my son. The police scan the reports. We have a 1045. They hurt so that they can revive me. By this time, he is aware of the crisis. He's looking at his son as he lays there lifeless, recovering from lung surgery. It's only day 3, he's giving CPR, determined to save me. Mama crying please as she stops to pray, asking God for a miracle like not today. The sun gets high, no time to cry. She better think fast, her son might die. Shocked and in fear, yet her son is near death. It isn't something that she's willing to any lies, just try to forget, we're losing so many lives to the pipe and syringe. I want to get clean, but I'm afraid to commit. Some of us have to die so that others can live. There's a knock at the door, I'm in a critical state. I need help, my heart's beating at a minimal rate. It's a typical case, ODs are expanding. More training underneath the Narcan is demanding. New medic on the job, he said he never used it. My mother had to tell him, show him how to get through it. No time to waste, but she did what she had to. 4 cops crowded around me in the bathroom. Mama's in a panic, I'm laying there hopeless. The 5-0 keeps asking where the dope is. No time to save my kid. She cries out, fuck heroin, I hate this shit. It's a good thing she was taught how to react. 3 shots of Narcan brought me back. Life has been real ever since that day. I gotta say I love you, Mom, another addict to save. Her son got high, no time to cry. She thanks God every day her son survived. Blessed and so grateful that her son was revived. He's getting better every day. Her son is A.live. So many lies, just try to forget. We're losing so many lives to the pipe and syringe. I got clean, and if I can, so can you. The answer isn't a secret, it's in the room. And yo, shouts out to everyone who believed in me.
Yeah, man. That's it.
There you go. That's good.
Enjoy.
That's really good. For as quickly as you put that together, it's phenomenal.
Well, you know, I was holding on to that. I was holding on to that stuff for a couple years, man. Like, I just had to relive it to remind myself never to forget that day, or I could be there again, you know. So that's why the song's called Never Forget. So
it's good, man. That's good. So you have a new project that you're coming out with.
Which one?
You want to shed some light on what you got going on?
Yeah, well, so I have a couple projects I'm working on right now. 2 that really come to mind right away. I'm gonna plug the first one, and then I'm gonna get to the one that starts next weekend, because I've been working on the electronic journey for B-Rain, and you know, some life circumstances have been holding me up from getting it done, but I do promise to have that done, you know, sooner than later. But what I'm doing with that is so I've recorded 3 albums for B-Rain. Self-titled Cloud Gang. After that, it was the J754. And most recently came out in July of this year, 555, The Journey Continues. But now I'm working on remixing songs from all 3 of those albums. EDM, So it'll be electronic dance music style beats with his songs on top of that. And there's some gems on there, man. I'm really excited to put
Really
that out
good.
for you guys because
I can't wait for
yeah,
that.
Higgy's
Really
got the exclusive listening session.
Yeah.
Me too,
Yeah,
man.
it's dope because
But I'm taking my time with it because you can't rush perfection, you know. So I'm taking my time with that.
for sure.
But you know, segueing from that, I got something really special for you guys coming up. It's near and dear to my heart because I've really taken a liking to the podcasting world lately. I love what you're doing, Higgy, with, you know, the Survivor series. It's really cool. And I just like having unedited conversations with people, you know, and really trying to get to know somebody, you know. So I appreciate you having me on the podcast because, you know, I'm new to Westminster,
And ad-lib
Maryland.
the best way.
That's right, man. So
Yeah.
I'm new to Westminster, and not a lot of people know me. So giving me this opportunity to be on your podcast, like, helps people to get to know me because I want to get to know people. So if you see me at a meeting, come up and say hi. It's your boy A.live. You know, my name is Aaron. You can call me by either name. It doesn't matter. But this next project that I have, I've been working it up for a couple months now, but I wanted to make sure everything was ready for the debut. And I'm blessed because I'm starting this podcast. It's called the A.live podcast. The first episode airs next Sunday, September the 23rd at 1 p.m. It's going to be going live on YouTube. So I hope you guys tune in. You know, Higgy has posted the link in his posts throughout the day. I've got them in mine. Make sure you check me out on Facebook at A.live space panda. So that's A.live panda. I'll be, you know, doing some updates throughout the week, and you guys prepared for that. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be airing live, and guess what? My first guest is gonna be the one and only Higgy Robin
Yeah.
Higginbotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I hope I'm
we
saying
have
your last name right.
Higginbotham.
Higginbotham. That's right. Robin Higginbotham. He's gonna be
That's
on
why I stick
episode
with
1
Higgy.
of the A.live podcast. Higgy.
Honored. I'm
Yeah,
very honored.
Higgy for sure. Yeah, man. So basically, the idea behind the podcast is like I'm just gonna have recovering addicts come onto the podcast and tell me their story, and like just like you did with me, man. And like I'm gonna try and get to know some people in the community that I'm at now, so that I can build bonds and build friendships, and hopefully, you know, save some lives out there, man. Because there's too many people dying, and I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. I just lost a friend that was near and dear to me in my early recovery. Like she was at my wedding, and she died of this disease like 2 weeks ago, man. And
Losing too
her
many
name was
people.
Barb, and you know I loved her to death. So just go out to her family more.
Yeah, our testimonies are our only
They're just
our only real weapon in fighting this disease of addiction and the stigma attached to it. We need more people to stand up and speak out about their journey, about what works for them, and just show that that we do recover and there is a way out of that hell that is addiction.
that's right, man. We can recover, and we do. And you know, I'm honored to be able to recover in an environment where I'm comfortable, but I'm also held accountable. And you know, my roommates allow me to pursue my dreams. You know, I'll give you guys
And
a
help
quick
you
tour
along your
of like.
journey.
That's right. And like, look, man, dreams are possible. I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour of my room, which is also my recording studio. Um, and like, it's amazing. I wouldn't
Studio
have all this stuff
754.
if I was using it. Yeah. So check it out. First and foremost, there's the door. You know, I sleep here. I don't know how well you guys can see, but this is my, you know, setup. You know, check it out. Got the original artwork for
Where's the
Journey to
sign?
754 right there. A.live
Beautiful.
Panda.
Where's
Me.
the sign?
Oh yeah.
Where's the
Be
sign?
Real Entertainment. Be Real Productions. Look,
Entertainment.
man. I don't know if you saw this, but boom. Reverend Robert
Oh,
Bates.
that's dope.
Memorial Overdose, man.
That's beautiful.
And behind the computer here, as you can see, sort of, Addiction and Recovery Music Festival, second annual, was held in Westminster this year. I got to be a huge part of that. I'm so grateful. It was an awesome time. So keep posted for next year's, because we're going to do it bigger and better next year. You know? That's right. Keep growing, man. We grow in this process.
That's right. Growing through the process, bro. Good stuff.
That's right, man. I love
do you have any?
man. It's good to be on here. I was just saying I love you, man. Bro. It's good to be on here.
It is. It's good. It's good to see you. I'll be seeing you Thursday. Oh, do you have any suggestions for anyone that has fallen short and maybe struggling out there with, getting back into rooms, getting back into recovery? So a lot like people like us. I've learned through giving my testimony that there are more people out there that suffer from the same problems that I do. My ego, the false pride, the guilt, shame, and remorse. And it nearly killed me when all I had to do was raise my hand and ask for help or make a phone call. In that time of need, I should have picked up the phone. What would you say to encourage someone to put the drugs down and give recovery another shot?
Well, the biggest thing that's helped me in my journey, Higgy, is just being honest about where I'm at. And once I started to do that, I was afraid of judgment, so I didn't want to get honest. I didn't want to let people know how I was feeling. I figured no one will understand me. So when I started getting honest, I started to be receptive because people were receptive of my honesty. Because people are afraid to get honest. But when you're able to get honest, other people see that and they admire it, and then they get honest with you. So it's like a chain reaction, man. If you get honest and you start listening to people minded to try them, and then you get willing, you see that it works. You see that we can do this together. So, being honest, open-minded, and willing, man. And those are like the three spiritual principles that stick with me in my process, man. But I've been fortunate because not a lot of people gave up on me in my process to get to where I'm at today. I really have experience with any of that, but if you're feeling alone out there, man, reach out. There's plenty of people that will help you, and because so I feel like people give up on you because they get to the point where they're like they don't know what to do. And they're scared, but there's plenty of people that have been through what you're feeling and are willing to help. So that's what I have to say. And reach out to me. I'll lend you an ear. And if there's something that I can do to help, I took a guy to a meeting tonight because he didn't have a ride. Took him the past 2 days, man. And it's about service, man, because people did it for me. So, what's up, Jess? Good to see you here. So, but anyway, man, it's about time for bed. I got
Danielle.
Dude, you got to say that again.
Years, doesn't she?
Man, you were cutting in and out.
Danielle.
Uh-oh.
We need to get you a Wi-Fi extender for the basement down there. Keep cutting out.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So I'm going to let everybody know Danielle, who's in this room here with us right now, she's celebrating 2 years this coming Saturday, and that's Rem 1's wife. We're super excited for her. But Danielle, I do got to tell you, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to be there for you. I have to DJ a wedding, but I will be there in spirit, and I support you in your recovery, just like I know you do in mine. So, thank you.
Absolutely, 100%.
But shouts out to Rem One, DJ D Rock, DJ D Rock, Rem One. You know, Cloud Gang just went to Denver, Colorado, and I wasn't fortunate enough to be able to go with them. I was in a car accident not too long ago. I'm okay, but I had to get a new car, and I had some money for a down payment. So I wish I could have been out there with them. They did their thing without me. Super pumped. B-Rain came home today. He told me about the experience. So I was able to live through him, even though I wasn't able to make it. But we got some big things coming up, you know. We're waiting to hear back from Above the Noise about the indie band contest with Macklemore. Hopefully we got some good news coming. If so, then we're going to be hopping on a plane and going out to Rhode Island in 2 weeks. Getting on stage with Fritz and the Tantrum and Macklemore and some other big names.
Well, there's a lot of amazing.
We'll see, man.
And it was a great contest too, wasn't it? It was a great contest. There were some worthy, competitors. Congratulations to Shanda Lynn. I'm hoping there's going to be multiple winners. It's up to the foundation.
Me too.
I'd like to prompt them to do that. I'm going to be there regardless.
Yeah, we were.
Chastity Fox. She and I are going to be at the event. I'm wearing her shirt right now.
Awesome, man.
Is there anything
I'd
you'd
love
like
to
say
go
in
either
closing,
way,
my friend?
I would just like to say thank you, Higgy. I love you to death. It's been an honor. It's always a privilege just to be your friend, man. Like, all this other stuff that we're doing right now, this is... Yeah. Fucking love you, bro. I can't wait to have you on the A.live podcast. Make sure you check out the link to that. It's probably like right below the video. Go like me on YouTube so that you get the alert when we go live. I'll look up the link real quick and let you guys know what that is, because I don't know my own YouTube page link.
Just put it in the comments.
Something like youtube.com. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
Hi, TJ.
Yeah, because
I see you, bro.
I'll
be seeing you in a couple weeks at the event with all your guys from New Hampshire. We got people coming in from all over to support the Cloud Gang movement. Cloud Gang is global, bro.
Gang.
It's global. Yeah.
Doing amazing
all right,
things,
I'm
man.
gonna end this.
Blessed.
For sure.
All right,
I love you, brother.
Shouts out, Matt Coppersmith. Miss you, bro. Love you.